yourself actually should be able to classify what kind of person are you to run that business. If you are a businessman mindset, you can manage the business. But if you're an entrepreneur mindset, you can run the business and you can also carry the business all the way to the end.
Or some people, they have that block that, only those who are rich can start a business. Some people, they say that it's okay, I don't need anyone. I know how to go on my own. So now, in the topic of evolving, then these are some of the right things to do. Moving on to what are the things that you should avoid in business. Any suggestions or anything that you need to avoid when starting a business? As a startup or as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, some things that you need to avoid.
Okay. Actually, when we talk about something that to avoid, a lot. But come on. There are few basic things that you can take into consideration. It's like something that you can't simply avoid that. For example, now, if you are starting any business, you should have a plan, It's like you as a human being. Okay, you are now maybe 28 or 30. So you have grown up so much. And you have the pathway for you, right? So as a human being, we had a pathway, from 7 years old to 21 years old. That's how business works. So when you start a business, you should have a clear picture. What is your business going to be in the next 6 months? So we call it as a business plan. So you should not avoid that particular business plan at first. The next thing is, do you have enough to start something? Or do you have a proper scale to start something? Like for example, if you only have 1,000 ringgit, you can't expect yourself to start a business worth of 10,000 because you are overspending your existing fund. So financial matters, you shouldn't avoid that. The next thing is for example, apart from your business plan and your proper attitude towards that business, if you have a good attitude when starting up a business, what is meant by good attitude? An attitude that drives you further. In the most common way, we can say that. It's use yourself actually should be able to classify what kind of person are you to run that business. If you are a businessman mindset, you can manage the business. But if you're an entrepreneur mindset, you can run the business and you can also carry the business all the way to the end.
So there's a difference between businessman and entrepreneur?
Yep.
So the difference is?
The difference is like this. If you're a businessman, so you can actually invest in anywhere, it doesn't matter for you where you are investing in. As long as you are a businessman, you have certain equities in every companies. If you're an entrepreneur, you started from scratch. So you should know in and out of that particular business. So people usually get misunderstood in this way. I'm a businessman. I'm an entrepreneur. There are two different things. Businessman is only after you are an entrepreneur, you are starting in different businesses.
That's when you become businessman.
Yes, correct.
Entrepreneur is something that you started, you know about it, you run the business. I see. And just now you mentioned about 27, 28 years old, having a clear vision. Regarding the age, I wanted to ask, is there any age limit to start a business? Some people, after I reach 25 or after I 30, that's when I'm going to start a business. After I reach a certain age, I'm going to start a business. Or some people, they have that block that, only those who are rich can start a business. You have good financial stability, that's when you can start a business. So is there anything like that in business?
Okay. For business startups, there is no age at first. A 15-year-old can start a business. First thing that you need when you start a business is not money. As I mentioned, the whole topic of this all this conversation is all about your mindset, your behavior, your attitude, right? So that's the most important thing you need. So age is just a number for you to tell yourself you are mature enough to do something, but it's actually not. Anyone at any age can start a business, but there is one thing that you should be always aware of: the value of money.
What do you mean?
Why people say value of money is important? Because if you ask a 15-year-old who's running a business, what is 100 ringgit worth of? You can ask 15 years old. They might not know that, but they are doing good business. But if you ask the same question to a millionaire, what is 100 ringgit worth of? They can actually segregate that 100 ringgit in every fragments. So that is the difference. So the difference will be like, people with the youngest age who want to start a business might have a very good business, but it's not sure that they have a value of money. They know the value of that business. But people with good experience, people with good, mindset and all these things, they know the value of money they have. So in brief, like, it is not necessary to consider age when starting up a business. You can start at any age, but you build yourself. And you add yourself with some value. This value is more on your financial status. If you even earn 10 ringgit, you should have a value of that 10 ringgit. You should respect that 10 ringgit you have. So that's how we classify age and values.
Okay, so there's no age limit. Anyone can start a business. How about getting help from others? Like, when you start a business, do you need to approach other people? Is it necessary, or can you survive on your own? Like, you just go in the sea and you just learn how to swim, or you need someone guiding you along the way? Because some people, they say that I need a business mentor. I need someone who can guide me along the way. Some people, they say that it's okay, I don't need anyone. I know how to go on my own. So is it necessary, or it's an option, or is it compulsory to have someone?
Okay, it's a very good question actually. If you ask me, do I need a mentor? Yes, of course. Because as even yourself mentioned earlier, business is evolving. Evolution is business. So when something is evolving, something is changing, because nothing is similar every day. It's changing. So you are also changing. Either you're focusing on your business or you're focusing on evolution of a business. A business owner, yes, we can focus on many things, but at some point we may get stuck. So that particular period, we need someone who provide us some good advice. Okay, where we can start. Okay, maybe something that we are doing now is not right, maybe. So we have to change it somewhere, because business is like that. Like, when you start a business for 2 years, after that 2 years, the same business is not going to be in the next 4 years or 5 years. Something is changing. We all know that. So a business mentor for me is a necessity, but I would say it's not compulsory for you. If you are an independent person, you can learn independently, you can thrive all the way to your peak independently, you can go ahead. It is not a mistake, and you can do that. But from my point of view, if you are a growing person, you need people, experienced people, to advise you, to guide you through every single step, but not like everything that you are doing. Maybe some major steps, step ahead of your career. You need someone.
So it's like personal choice, but that if you have someone, it would be great, because they would give you suggestions when you're stuck, to help move the boat along,
Yes.
like just to go forward, keep going forward. Yeah. Okay, on the topic of business mentor, how do you select a business mentor? Like, how do you choose, like, I want this person to be a business mentor, or I don't know, like inspiration from someone, something like that?
Okay, there are few factors that can influence your selection here. It's like based on your industry. For example, if you are in education, or if you are in any retailing industries, choose the person who are in that industry with you. It is not necessarily to be a competitor. It can be a competitor, but as long as you want to learn, but not, a competitor doesn't give you all the information that you need because you both are competitors. So someone who has been mentoring people as a business coach, you can consult them. A lot of people out there. You can consult them, you can ask them, people who became so successful in their area, you can guide them. I mean, they can guide you back, It actually is something which is a very, what we call important, to learn from people in the same industry with you. That is the best selection that you can make.
So it's about choosing people who is in the same
Yes.
in the same field
Yes.
of business. Okay.